All right. Good morning. We'll call to order at 7:30. If we just stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Use your agenda, Steve. Thank you. All right, so recommended actions, none. Old business, none. We're going to go right to new business. We have two bids to approve. First is discussion action approval of Tollgate early bid packages for concrete. Who's taking this? John or Demio?
I'll get started. Concrete bids, we had for the low bidder, J.O. Marshall and Sons, their bid was $5,856,000. We had a budget for that trade of $6,649,943. That's a bid savings of $793,943. I'll let Demio comment on J.O. Marshall briefly if you'd like. Mark, you had some good words.
Yeah, we've had recent experience with them on some big work, complex work, and it's going tremendously well. I mean, the Tollgate Foundation, compared to the Pilgrim Foundation, is a trickier beast. So we're happy how this is kind of all laid out. We think J.L. Marshall, we're very happy to see them bid this aggressively. We're very happy to recommend them.
Okay. Any questions for left field or Demio? Hearing none, looking for a motion to approve. Moved by Mr. Holmes, seconded by Mr. Lucy. Any further questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next item, discussion action, approval of Tollgate early bid package for steel. Mr. Bates.
Low bidder for structural steel for the Tollgate project was Norgate Metal. Their bid was $6,275,000. We had a budget of $8,741,108. That's a bid savings of $2,466,108. Norgate Metal, Canadian company, correct? Any insight on?
It is a Canadian company. We have done work with them in the past on a few jobs. They're definitely capable and they'll be able to handle it.
I have a question.
Mr. Holmes.
Why do you think there was such a big difference in the estimate to the bid?
Because you can only go by the information you have at that point in time. You never know how aggressive people are going to be. Tariffs are not quite the issue we thought they were going to be. So I think that
It was a big spread. 10%.
yeah. When you do your budget, you tend to be conservative.
Yeah.
And we'd much rather be conservative and be this way than be aggressive and
Yes.
have it flip on us.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Is there any exposure to the tariff issue on this?
I don't believe so. Once we issue them a contract, they issue their contract, and then we should be locked in, and that should nail it down. So I think we're in pretty
Even
good
if there
shape.
were with 2.4 million, I think we do, and we work with the tariff.
Any other questions for Demio or left field? Yes.
Says the cost or lead time could be adjusted accordingly upon submission of supporting documentation. I'd just like to know, what do you think our exposure is?
I mean, that's pretty much just their standard qual. If any tariffs do get kicked in out of nowhere, they're going to want to step back and make sure that everything's good as far as the supply chain goes. But I don't think we're at a lot of risk for this.
So if the orange man says now there's a 25% tariff on steel, do we know?
We should be fine by locking this in and issuing them a contract. If they say it tomorrow and everything hasn't fallen in line yet, maybe there's a little bit of a risk.
So once he's under contract, we're reviewing from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of that language goes in because, sometimes we're not able to get a special meeting. So
Right.
like in the case of Pilgrim, for instance, there was a little bit of a lag from when we got our LOR at the next meeting, got it approved, actually went into a contract. There was a, 2 or 3 week lag here because of this special meeting. We're able to get this locked up pretty quickly.
I'll sign this tonight, if the school committee approves it and hand it over to these guys, and they can do their end right away.
What do they think the lead time might be?
Typically, once we get approved shop drawings and everything, it's 12 weeks, 14 weeks, but it's
16, 18.
getting up to the approved shop drawings. But either way, what they'll do is they'll put in their mill order, which is really locking in everything. The rest of it is, kind of honing in on the actual details of it all.
Yeah, overall, you probably, right now, you're running about 20 weeks a day of, when we award, it's about 20 weeks by the time we have steel on site.
Okay, that's 5 months. Okay. Any other questions for Demio or left field? Okay, by my calculation, go ahead. Yeah, I think it's to around November. So we just pray for that climate change, the global warming stays, at
Concrete should be done.
least for this year.
You can raise steel in the winter. Yeah.
But by
It's
my,
difficult to do concrete sometimes.
Yeah.
so far, I think with all the bids that we've had, my quick calculation last week was we're about 6.75 million under.
Yeah.
Which is, it's a good spot to be in, and I'll say it's a trend, that it's not a guarantee. But, I know your concern is with the MEP bids and masonry bids, so.
Yep.
We keep our fingers crossed and we see what happens then. We still have a healthy contingency, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Owner's contingency and then the other two contingencies, so. We're sitting in I think, as good a spot as we can be in, so.
And right about where we projected we would be, 2 bucks. So, we'll be in good shape.
Okay. All right, so at this point, looking for motion to approve the Tollgate early bid package for steel.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Lucy, seconded by Mr. Holmes. Any other questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Public comment. Nobody from the public. Next meeting is June 4th. I'll see you guys in a week. That's it. Nothing else before the committee. Looking for motion to adjourn. So moved by Mr. Lucy, seconded by Mr. DeCourt. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Talk about that when we're done.
Can't talk about the.
We're adjourned at 7:37.
We can talk about it offline.
You got time to come to the gym with me or what?
No.